So, Daredevil then, yeah. He's on his way back to the telly screens. It's not looking as good as it was, but we're going to have to put up with it.
Oh, even the action's gone down, hasn't it?
Yeah. Didn't they say they were bringing back the fella who did like the cool hallway fights as well?
Yeah, but even in the trailer, you could see like the very clear distance between each attack, which sort of bothered me when I saw it. It's like in that Echo show. That was horrible fighting. Oh god.
I only watched the Daredevil bit.
Yeah, I just searched it up on YouTube.
I just watched the Daredevil and I was done.
He doesn't he like kick her hip and then she goes to the ground and punches it angrily? It makes zero sense.
Some stupid. It's past its prime. The friggin' MCU now, like.
Yeah, that's why. I don't
stick with the comics.
I don't go into it thinking the MCU's back when they had one good thing.
Yeah.
I just sort of just take everything for what it is now. I just separate it entirely.
Yeah, mate. You don't have to watch everything anymore.
And the problem is, with the MCU, because they've butchered everything, Daredevil can't even, like, fight some of his most iconic villains, like in the comic books. And there's just so many.
Yeah. There's
like
a
Micah
lot.
Synn.
Micah Synn. It took you less than 2 minutes to bring up Micah Synn, Daredevil's most vicious opponent.
He's brilliant. Could you imagine your diet causing you to lose a fight?
This is poor diet. Let Daredevil defeat him.
He comes
you gotta
in,
watch out.
steals Foggy's girl, and then just has a shit diet. That's his.
You're telling me Micah Synn has a worse diet than the Kingpin?
I'll have your thought. I'm all muscle, Mr. Murdock.
Yeah, but he's still got his weight.
I was fat-shamed because of my weight.
By his own father.
Couldn't climb a ladder. That's Kingpin's greatest foe, is the ladder. It's not even Daredevil anymore. It's just can't climb a ladder.
Loser. He's back as well, but he's looking thinner. Is it Vincent?
Yeah, because he's doing the suits, isn't he? He's not putting on the weight anymore, I don't think.
Is he wearing a fat suit now?
Yeah, I think it'd probably be too dangerous for him at this age. I think trying to fluctuate between that is just going to be dangerous.
Yeah, fair play to him, mate. Well, if Hugh Jackman
he's like
get shredded again for Wolverine.
6,000 calories, he said.
Christ.
When I do that...
Yeah, it's alright for some, innit?
People on Twitter all crying from it. But when I do that, I turn medically obese.
Yeah, but this is all
He trains like... He eats proteins, not macas for like the whole calories. Even like... Wonder what Kingpin's diet is. It's just going through all that to maintain it. He'd have to maintain something.
Like, has it ever... I can't remember a panel. You see him in Ultimate Spider-Man, don't you? Eating at that restaurant. But he's not got, like, an egregious amount of food in front of him.
Well, David Mack, I think it was him. He wrote just him always being big. Like, when he was 12, he was big. And then as he grew up, he was big. And then there was lice in the school, so he shaved his head, and then it just looked better for his, like, intimidation tactics. So he kept the bald head.
He had headlights, so that's why he's bald.
I think the school or neighborhood had it, so he shaved it so he wouldn't get it. And he's like, oh, people get scared by it. It's like, yeah, people get scared by it because you look like you're special needs. Of course they're gonna be scared.
They'll underestimate him, won't they?
Could you imagine, like, a special needs 500-pound child coming up to you just to squeeze
you? Jesus.
I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Ooh.
I mean, should we start off with someone like Kingpin?
We may as well. He's the main one people know.
Yeah, get the bad one out of the way before we say the
Even
good ones for later.
I will say, even though he's the most well-known Daredevil villain now, he was not the original main enemy of Daredevil.
No,
Because
he
that
wasn't.
mate goes to the masked marauder.
It's Marauder.
The masked marauder, whose power is to make you blind. And he's fighting Daredevil.
He's like, oh yeah, this doesn't work on me.
How? He knew as well. He knew there was a connection between Daredevil and Foggy. And he knew his blind and power didn't work on Daredevil. And he never once thought maybe it's his blind partner who's
He was
already...
in a lot though. In the
Yeah,
Silver Age.
he
did a lot of Daredevil.
He fought Spider-Man a few times as well.
Yeah, they teamed up, I think, didn't they? It was around that time, I think.
It's a genuine good one, that as well. It's while Carrion's messing around. The stupid Jackal clone who's like a skeleton.
Oh yeah, Karen, yeah. But even
He's
just
Jackal.
like in the Silver Age, there was so many weird villains. Even before,
Yeah.
because like Kingpin was just focused on Spidey at the time.
Yeah, it was actually quite deep into Daredevil before he fought Kingpin, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like the
Frank
150s
Miller.
or something.
Yeah, 150s or 160s around that time. And even then, like, yeah, they didn't meet at first. I don't think it was not. It was a couple issues later. I'm pretty sure
He was just
When they-
investigating him, wasn't he? I remember that, yeah.
because Spider-Man probably kept kicking his ass each time they fought. Like that
Well,
time he was
Daredevil-
drowned or something. And was with Kingpin and like falling off a high like point to drown. It's happened like twice, I think. It was... When he was on the bridge, I think Daredevil,
Yeah.
and he got shot by was it Lenny, the guy that he couldn't speak when he was nervous.
Yeah.
And then Daredevil was like, "Wait, you're speaking normal now." He's like, "Yeah, I'm not nervous." After Kingpin got shot.
Hey, he learned something from the encounter. Daredevil was busy with people like the Emissaries of Evil. He was
Back
so
with Electro.
desperate. He was so desperate to make Daredevil like Spider-Man 2 when
Oh yeah,
He's got-
yeah, especially in the early days when he was always like
Yeah.
so bubbly. He's always
Yeah, mate.
bubbly.
and he's like,
'Cause
he's
he-
got radiation powers, he's got extra senses, and he's fighting just dick after dick.
Even when he lost his mind, like later on, I think was it J.M. DeMatteis running? He might have been running it, and then he had that like split personality thing with all these altered Daredevils,
Yeah,
and then
like,
the yellow Daredevil
Armored
was like this,
Daredevil
like
and
yeah. And then when they went to like the Silver Age, he was like this bubbly Spider-Man type character because he was
Yeah.
so much happier back then. It really became this depressed mess he is now.
it literally says on issue 1 of Daredevil, doesn't it? Like, you all loved Spider-Man. Well,
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
another one for you.
It's just crazy. Yeah. Could you like? It didn't last obviously because his books were pretty bad.
Yeah, they do.
That's why-
dip a bit.
Weren't they gonna? Wasn't it like they were picking between him and Iron Man or something to get cut off? Or it was something to do with Iron Man as well. And then they ended up just shoving Black Widow into his own series.
Yeah, it
with,
becomes Daredevil and Black Widow, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Like, the name of the book changes.
He moved to San
like-
Francisco.
Yeah, which I didn't
They just-
mind a bit of variety, but
Yeah, they ditched like everyone in New York. There's no
Yeah.
more Foggy, no more. Well, Karen I think was gone by then, wasn't she? She was already in LA.
yeah. But
Doing
then, like,
it.
Electro follows him because he fights Electro in Sunfrown as well.
I can't even remember that. I remember the start of it when Black Widow saves him in the bottom of the ocean
Yeah,
when he slaps her up.
yeah. Oh, you chauvinist.
Yeah, you know.
You're goddamn right I am. Matthew.
I like it. I like a man that's honest like that. Even in the Emissaries of Evil, wasn't Leapfrog in there?
Yeah, mate. And Matador.
The Matador, yeah.
The Matador. No, he's the worst. He's my, like, bottom pick.
I love the
Daredevil
cover
villain.
though of his first appearance when he's like got Daredevil on his knees in pain, like holding his head, and he's just like got his like little fabric just tossing it around.
Yeah, he's blowing his mind, did he, with his, like, what you call it, like his bull cape or something.
The vibration's too much in the air for his ears. He can't handle it. He just
He will literally
He couldn't-
just watching telly and going, that might be a funny villain.
Daredevil just couldn't believe on the cover that by issue 5 his series was already down the toilet. He's just so sad. Yeah, but then they had like the Goat Stiltman and Gladiator though, right? Within the Emmisaries of Evil.
Stiltman's got like a shrink ray.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the first time, didn't he? Like, wasn't someone trying to steal his plans or something?
Yeah.
And he was trying to hide.
Blasted by his own shrink ray and like goes into the microverse or something. And Daredevil's like, well, I guess he's dead.
Didn't Turk get the equipment once?
Yeah.
I could remember like Turk, such an idiot.
Bloody Turk, man.
I could have sworn like he just tripped over himself or something like that. I remember Daredevil just like looking at him on the ground, so disappointed.
Yeah, that is Turk, that though, mate.
I loved like the common theme of him in the bar, where he's just talking like absolute shit about Daredevil, and then Daredevil's always like right behind him.
Sick.
There was even a time where like the artist got him wrong, like Turk, his appearance.
I mean...
Like he went from like clearly African American to then I think like just white. I think for one issue he was white, and then another one he had like a completely like he was grey almost. Like they changed it completely.
Christ. Last time I saw Turk was like Marvel fanfare or something, when Iron Man was asking him about Dr. Octopus, and he was black then.
Yeah, he's meant to be.
Yeah, he's meant to. He is.
Even
But they made him white in one.
Well, I remember like I think it was just like they were lazy because I remember they were pretty lazy at a certain point in Daredevil books. Like there's one issue where, for the entire book, I think Jameson was inked black. It's like the most obvious character in the Daily Bugle not to mess up. It was so sad.
The most iconic version. The most iconic character in the Goon.
First appearance. It's like when Batman had that rainbow suit. It's like Jameson's picking who he wants to be today.
The tale of the Zebra Batman.
Turk... The Zebra Batman. I remember Brave and the Bold, the show, when he had it.
Oh, did he?
Even, I saw Turk last in Spectacular Spider-Man, and that was just, I hate that series.
Yeah, it was crap.
He had the fantasy of punching Daredevil and knocking him out with one hit.
Yeah, I'm on Turk's Wikipedia here.
Do that.
Oh, Christ. He can stay away, please.
He draws the sharpest rib cages. They always look like they're sticking out.
Oh, yeah. I'm no artist, but I feel like I could do better than him sometimes. You know?
If people give like Greg Land shit, but I would unironically want Greg Land.
I'd take this tracing over porn rather than...
I'd rather, than Humberto Ramos. And even like his fan base just... Yeah.
I was just going to say, it says here that apparently Turk got an Infinity Stone recently, in 2018.
He's the real baddie of Daredevil, Turk.
He's got the Mind Gem.
Why the hell did he have that? Mine his way through to kill Daredevil.
What was his mate's name who stabs him in Born Again just as Father Christmas?
Oh, I can't remember his name, but I remember like he always wanted to like not do the crime, and then Turk just kept dragging him along.
You didn't have to do that. Grotto.
Yeah, Grotto. It's crazy. Like Daredevil has so many weird. Like you can count him as a foe, I guess, but there's just so many weird ones that make no sense. Nor were they really that good.
Yeah, for every bullseye, there's a Micah Synn.
One step forward, Micah Synn steps back.
Remember the Annie-Men?
Yeah, the Annie-Men, like, was it issue 10 or something? 12?
Yeah, what the hell were they?
Around that. They were like his like first mob encounter, weren't they? Besides like the Enforcers. Oh,
the Enforcers were prevalent in the early days, and I do not know why.
They really tried to make them stick.
Yeah, mate. Ox was everywhere. Ox teamed up with Mr. Fear in Daredevil 2, didn't he?
When did Ox... Didn't he swap bodies with someone? And then...
He did. It was so stupid. Yeah, the scientist
guy was
dying. Like, dying.
That's why he... Yeah. And then he had, like, the strength of Ox. So he was... And then he died, didn't he?
Yeah, Ox's body died, leaving him in a thing. Leaving him trapped in the scientist.
That was later, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came back
He
eventually.
came back somehow.
Even like
So stupid.
the death head, Karen's dad.
Karen's dad, who randomly, like, even if he wasn't Daredevil, he still would have had to, like, encounter the death's head, wouldn't he? It had nothing to do with Daredevil.
Yeah.
He just went
Wasn't
to
it because
Karen's
like
house.
Karen left?
Yeah, they tracked her down.
Karen left at the time, and then he caught the train over there, and then death's head.
He was
And
just
he died
already
by the end
dead.
of it too. Even that whole story was just so bad.
Yeah. As I say, what were they thinking with half of it?
Yeah, the Silver Age was rough. That was rough. Because even like, this was more later on, but Bullet, I didn't mind him at the start, but then his son was so weird. Because he got really paranoid of like nuclear fallout. If you remember that time.
Yeah.
So then like each time he'd visit his son, because he'd obviously be out doing crime, the house got more and more boarded up with like just rations and floorboards on the windows and shit like that. And then he even had a girl over one time, and he told like the girl to piss off or something.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Well, when the nuclear fallout happens, I'll be the one laughing."
I'll be alive. You'll be friggin' dead.
Yeah, but I always thought they were gonna like follow up on the fact that I think nuclear waste got on his son, but I can't remember if they ever did that.
Well, they make him another Hulk.
Bullet and his nuclear Hulk. Because I remember like it's the toxic waste issue. I think I got it on my wall. I have it signed by Ramita Jr. I think.
Nice.
I'm just trying to see what issue it is. I think it's around the end of Senti time. But he like came back from this like part full of nuclear waste and shit like that, and when he got back home, I'm pretty sure his son like jumped in his arms, and then he got it all over him or something. Because it wasn't that nuclear waste thing where they had to try and sue the plant, and like there was going to be like this rebellion from the workers and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because of the deaths or something. They thought that like they tried to frame them for like murder. What were they thinking?
Heck if I know, mate. There's
If
always
it's
like
not
some
for
dodgy
Kingpin.
case going on, isn't there? Like,
Yeah, they really
he's representing the Molten Man or something.
And Mr. Fear hijacked it all.
Yeah.
He gave that guy a chance and he betrayed him.
Oh, ratty, mate.
It was like that story was pretty random though, because it just ran like just all of a sudden, his life turned to shit pretty much. It's like Mr. Fear's back.
Yeah. Because he properly took him down, didn't he? The third Mr. Fear.
He pretty much got almost as close as Kingpin did. I feel like he almost got that close to ruining his life. It was just lucky that Daredevil stopped the case, or he won the case.
Yeah. Is that from when he was like, there's like a prison break that Daredevil sorts out, but one of the guards goes loopy because he's been fear gassed.
And then doesn't he get framed for like abusing police officers or something? Or like the police are after him, and then everyone hates him. Karen's on trial for murder. That's when they worked for Sharp. Was it Rosalind Sharp?
Yeah, Foggy's mum.
She's such an asshole, especially when Kingpin hires her.
Yeah.
And they just break Foggy's case down because there was no witnesses, or the witness didn't come forth. He was too busy shooting Kingpin in the next 10 minutes. But like, thank God for Kingpin and Bullseye, because they
carry it, don't they? Like,
without them,
it would be rough without them. There is a few odd, like, little cool ones I like, but like Gladiator, Mr. Fear, and I do actually, jokes aside, I do enjoy the Masked Marauder just because I think he's goofy as hell, and I love that.
Well, I think even for his time, he was pretty good. He was one of the better ones resulting from that era.
But then you get the Dark Messiah. You get the man.
The man.
The eel.
Yeah, the eel when he thought it was like the eel was with the Mr. Hyde trial, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Mr. Hyde, they thought he killed the girl, and he was certain that he did. And then he realized that, hang on a second, Mr. Ill did it, and then he was with the Enforcers.
Yeah. Because again, he was the other one in Mr. Fear's, what was it called? Called something like the Fellowship of Fear. And it was Fear, the Eel, and Ox from the Enforcers. What a squad to turn up with your army.
The Eel alone would send shivers down one spine. Spider-Man thanks
Is he meant
God
to be like Cobra? Like he sneaks, he's like slippery or what?
Well,
Cobra's thing sneaking in, and
the Eel and Cobra were around the same time, I think.
Yeah.
Cobra first appeared in Journey to Mystery with Thor.
Oh yeah, he was a Thor. How's he gonna fight Thor?
The Eel
agile.
I remember like him just slithering around all over the place. But then even the Eel was, I could be wrong, but I think it was Strange Tales with the Human Torch. I'm pretty sure that was his first appearance. I can't remember what issue exactly, but I vaguely remember that.
Strange Tales 112.
Yeah. I don't think he even had electric powers at the time. I can't remember. I think he was just
the
slippery.
electric eel. He was just the eel.
He saved that upgrade for the 90s. It
Yeah,
took him 30
reboot.
years. 3 decades for him to live up to his name.
Oh, he's got a sick name as well. Leopold Strike. That's boss. Why they wasted the cool names on the friggin' eel?
It's up there with Micah Synn.
Jesus, he stole a nuclear device when he battled the Human Torch. Imagine America getting destroyed because of the eel.
The eel in the Fantastic Four who stopped like the Skrulls and soon to stop Galactus gets foiled by the eel.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he had a team.
Villains.
Plant Man,
Have a team.
the Porcupine, the Scarecrow, and the Unicorn. Leprechaun the Fairy. The Unicorn. He's sick.
Even Porcupine, I'm pretty sure that was another Strange Tales masterclass from Stan Lee.
What was he smoking, mate?
There's gonna be a time where like writing every issue was probably getting a toll on him. He's like, what sort of what animal can I use next? He just looks outside
goes to the
his
zoo and he's like just staring at like the termites or like the ants, and he's thinking, how can I make this?
Goes get his
Scorpion,
hair
we've done that one.
Gets his hair transplant, comes back. The unicorn.
Of course. The unicorn.
How could I have been so
Iron Man. Titanium Man. Stan, you've done it again.
You dandish fiend, how did you... What's the secret formula, Stan? Spill it.
Goes it all into Spain, sees a bullfighter, and he's like,
Man bull?
The Matador. Oh, mate, 2 for 1. Marvel 2 in 1 right there.
I can't wait for when they just start looking at random shit that makes no sense for their villains. Like they've already sort of done it though with like that. When they're gonna do that with that like new X-Men thing when they had, was it Screen Time or something?
Oh
Safe
my
Space?
god, yeah, what was his name? Safe Space. What were they? Those 2 of them, weren't there? They were twins. One was Safe Space and one... There's the fellow with the internet gas. I only remember B Negative, the like goth gay vampire.
Soon they're gonna look at like PlayStation Controller Man or something like that.
The T-shirt.
T-shirt. He can change whatever shirt you're wearing to something horrible.
How will Spidey defeat the sinister light switch?
He can turn every light off in New York.
But they're all clap-ons. So he just runs in and claps. Nefarious. Dr. iPad strikes again.
He turns off all TikTok for 12-year-olds, parents in an uproar.
Oh.
It's like that Spider-Man 2 side mission, my balloon, but instead it's my iPad.
My iPad, yeah.
You gotta go turn it on for the child. You hate that. You know what I love to do with that? I love webbing the balloon so it pops in front of their face.
Yeah.
Or just like you get the balloon, but then just don't give it to them.
Yeah, that's mate. Saving like pear snatchers, getting the pears back, and then just leaving with the pears.
Not giving them the first back.
Yeah, swinging through the city with a handbag.
That's something like the eel would do when he's lowest, probably.
Yeah, robbing from other criminals, but it's just petty like wallets.
Didn't they like even auction off some of the things like around that time the eel came back? I couldn't remember if there was like a gladiator auction where they sold his costume. It could have been Gladiator or it could have been someone else. I can't remember exactly.
They're always
It might have been Stiltman.
Like,
it might have been Stiltman.
Probably was Stiltman. The Tinkerer does that all the time, doesn't he? Like he was when Eddie Brock was selling Venom, he was like running the show. Hobgoblin seems to do it a lot nowadays.
Who would have thought when Tinkerer first appeared what he would turn into?
He was an alien, wasn't he?
He went from an alien.
One of his goons was Quentin Beck.
Yeah, with that horrible bob cut too.
That's
the only thing.
Or something, mate.
The only thing I liked about like Jake Gyllenhaal was he didn't have the bob. I can't stand the bob haircut.
Yeah, it does.
That, like the bowl cut was shocking.
Yeah, that's why he's got the fishbowl in, just to hide it.
I bet that was like the only positive thing about his cancer was he just didn't have the hair anymore. That's so cooked, man.
Hey, that's relevant actually, isn't it? Mysterio, I would count as a Daredevil villain.
Yeah, Kevin Smith really just turned him from a joke.
At the end, didn't he?
Yeah, but I even liked how, like, when they showed the backstory of what he was doing, everyone just knew he was a joke. But then no one will, like, probably truly understand how much his last great act was the opposite of a joke. It was, it was incredible.
Deadly serious.
Like for a super, like, that is as good as it almost gets, because he was that close to breaking Daredevil.
Yeah. And he didn't
I love
kill
that
his
how
bed.
he was like, he was just like, yeah, because, well, he hired Bullseye, didn't he?
Yeah, he was the mastermind behind it, like.
And Bullseye was more just, he's psycho. He just does what he wants.
Yeah, this is pet blooming loony.
It's just like, it reminds me now of that time where like MJ jumped in the way of the tendril in Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah. And he can lift
Karen
like
had
a train off him, but he can't lift a fridge off him.
The man who was a support beam for the Daily Bugle stopped by a fucking fridge.
That was
I can show you like he lifted a tank and now he can't lift a train off to crawl under.
I distinctly remember him one time lifting up like a train cart and throwing it at the Scorpion. And now you're telling me he can't lift a fridge.
The Scorpion always cops it. He's has a train thrown at him, jaw cleanly broken.
Oh, that was bull as well.
But even even with Mysterio, like,
yeah,
when he goes to the Kingpin, and I'm pretty sure even Kingpin just talks shit right to his face, like, yeah, you don't have the balls for this. Like, who do you think you are? Even like when he read the paper about it all, didn't he say something like something about when he robbed the diner or something? He's like, not bad.
Yeah. Have they ever teamed up in the comics, Kingpin and Mysterio? You don't really like. I don't think he's ever hired him in the books. I'm just thinking in the 90s show he was in as Insidious 6, wasn't he?
He was Sinister too bad for them.
It was, but then X-Men set in the same universe had Mr. Sinister. What's that about?
Mr. Insidious?
Mr. Insidious?
Yeah, but even the X-Men show was like had better action though, because they had actual fighting.
Yeah, well, we couldn't have Spidey stepping on pigeons, could we?
No, he had to throw a punch. It had to be through a portal through the spot to get it in.
The one punch he chucks.
It was through the spot. That's a privilege, and I can't believe the spot has the privilege of that. Because like,
spot.
I don't think Kingpin teamed up with Mysterio. Because if I'm judging by what Kevin Smith said, how he wrote Kingpin, he just sort of took him as a joke.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like teamed up in this. I just mean in general. Because like in this, Kingpin's like, I'll fund you, but don't put my name on it.
I feel like he would have brought it up if they did, just with him talking shit to his face, like, you're a complete joke, like, this happened last time. But he was just more or less just bragging about how he's better than him.
Yeah.
He paid him like $1 million, I think, as well. Because Mysterio killed that one, the movie producer, was it? Or the director?
It's been ages since I Guardian Devil.
I'm pretty sure he killed him and then took his identity, so then he would now have his wealth. Which was the old guy. Yeah, the old guy that like came to Daredevil in the first place was Mysterio in secret, I'm pretty sure.
Is he like delivered the pregnant gal to him or something? The Immaculate Conception?
I think he was the one that like birthed the idea that the baby was evil. Remember when he's hallucinating and he just has that huge rant about how much he hates women, and he just breaks Natasha's leg or so, her ankle, I think.
Mysterio?
No, because Daredevil, through the illusions of Mysterio,
he goes a bit loopy, don't he?
Yeah, because he used that thing that somehow affected his bloodstream, I think. He needs like Doctor Strange to get it out of him. And then like when Black Widow has the baby, in his head he's going on this full-on rant about how much he despises like every woman in his life, and then just breaks her ankle. She's on the ground like in pain. He throws the baby off the roof, I think, and then catches it all. No, he's like...
Carnage got a load of shit when he did that, but Daredevil can do it.
I think he jumped off with the baby.
Jesus! There's something like... the whiplash.
He was going through some shit. He was going through it. Even Karen wanted the baby dead.
Yeah. But she's a sicko anyway, isn't she?
Yeah. Mysterio's got to be like one of the goats for this, just in alone. Made so many people hate this baby that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Even when he did to
convince Daredevil this baby was the Antichrist is enough.
And he had such a well thought out plan that was that convoluted that it like not only did it work, but he even like bypassed all of his senses for the most part of the story. Yeah. Like even with the who was that guy that was like, I'm your guardian angel? But he wasn't the guardian angel, he was just an actor in a suit.
Oh, as I say, it's been ages, I'm trying to...
He was one of the henchmen for Mysterio. And he designed the costume like that well, where I'm pretty sure he couldn't even like really detect his heartbeat properly. Well, he was like, there was something about the suit that threw him off completely. So like Mysterio, in terms of Daredevil villains, for his like one proper fight, he's thought this shit out.
Yeah, mate, he come in, he got it done, and he left.
Even when he just started monologuing about his cancer, and Daredevil couldn't do anything or else he'd kill the baby.
Yeah. Didn't someone once trick Daredevil because he had a pacemaker? It was like a mob boss.
Yeah, because he couldn't hear. And he defended him, I think. And then he realized,
and he was so sure. And he goes, by the way, I've got a pacemaker. He goes, oh, no.
I have a panel saved on my phone. I took a screenshot of it. Yeah. It was the mother of a villain trying to get revenge, I think. And there was like these bunch of animatronic little girl dolls following Matt around. And like they knew like it would follow him no matter what if he was Daredevil and Matt. And they were like secretly
I remember
explosive.
this. Yeah, I remember seeing the creepy friggin' blow up doll.
There's an elevator. There's an elevator door, and he opens it, and the doll is following him. And with his walking cane, he whacks it on its back, and it falls down the shaft and explodes. And then this old lady sees him, and he's like, "Didn't you just whack that child down the elevator shaft?" And he's like, "I'm blind. I don't know what you mean." And he got away with it.
I do remember that.
It was in a lobby, I think. He got away with it.
He just walks off, tapping his cane, happy as Larry.
And he almost died as well. Didn't the mansion explode when he later confronted the
it's like booby traps to shut behind him or something. I remember him sitting on the roof at the end like, what the hell just happened?
I just can't remember what villain's mother that was. Was it the Deathstalker? It could have been the Deathstalker.
Philip Sterling, let's have a look.
Instead of Daredevil Man Without Fear, she would just be Daredevil What Were They Thinking? Because half of these stories are just like... if it doesn't have Kingpin or, like, Bullseye, it's just what were they thinking?
Mate, it absolutely was Deathstalker, good remembering. Seeking to avenge her son's death. Elizabeth used her fortune. Death traps enormous mansion. Identical robots. Yeah, it was Deathstalker's mum.
His face is so happy when he does it. He's like, he got away with that shit and he loves it.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop Daredevil when he set out to kill a child.
Yeah, this isn't even the first time yet.
Even, I'm just trying to find that panel on my phone.
Yeah.
I came across another page with Kingpin. If it was when he was sitting in his office, I think this was around the Born Again story. I think maybe could have been, and because it might have been Typhoid Mary. I can't remember exactly because I remember Kingpin was like trying to forget Vanessa, and then when Daredevil leaves the office, I'm pretty sure he leaves like the photo of Vanessa facing where you'd see it when you sit down, and then Kingpin sees it and he just sort of like sits in his like chair, so saddened by it, and he just whispers to himself, "I'm sorry," and it's just like one of the best pages I've ever read.
How did Daredevil know it was a picture of Vanessa?
Did he take his glove off to feel the photo? It's just crazy though, like the actual stories with Kingpin are so good.
Yeah. When they
There's
treat
like the hatred for them. Yeah, they despise each other. I love the parallel between Born Again and Last Rites. Just the fall of Matt and the fall of Wilson.
Yeah. Remember when
that was
Vanessa got like kidnapped by rat people or something?
Oh, was the guy? Was it the? Oh god. Oh, I need to
she's
find
dead
his name.
and she's underground, isn't she, with amnesia?
Yeah, and he becomes the queen. She becomes the queen for the guy. Oh my god. And then he has like a giant alligator, doesn't he? And then Ben Urich is there.
Oh god.
So I need to find... is it Sewer King?
I've got like a list up here. Let me glance to the S's.
His name might just be King. I think it is.
There's S. There we go. Shock.
He was weird. I hated reading him because it was so disturbing. Especially because it looks like he's got Mpox everywhere. And he's just like... and he's just with Vanessa down. It's just I hate that panel of him sitting in his throne so confidently and Vanessa by his side. It's just disturbing. How did Karen get AIDS but not Vanessa?
Yeah, he's telling me Kingpin as well is clean down there, mate. After that prison scene.
The true origin of the Kingpin.
Is it Punisher Max?
yeah, Punisher Max is a wild journey.
Christ. Punisher, he counts as a Daredevil villain, really, did he?
Well, I guess you could, because they always just conflict when they always have conflict when they meet. I don't think they've ever had like a nice, happy meeting with each other.
Yeah.
It's always like one of them ends up shot. It's just it's like a staple within their meetings now. Although I love that one time when John Romita Jr. was the penciler, and there was that one guy on the rooftop, and like Daredevil was trying to stop him, but I think Punisher was trying to kill him. And then the guy like got up when the two of them were fighting, and he picked up the gun, and then Punisher and Daredevil looked at him, and he threw his billy club like right at his face, knocked him out, and they just continued their fight. But like in the panel, they show the guy's. They show his point of view, so like you see him like pick up the gun from his like actual eyes, look up, and then everything just goes to black after he throws the club. It's so class. I love it.
That's boss.
There's moments of like brilliance, and then there's moments of just the very opposite. Like one villain that I've always thought was weird was just Typhoid Mary.
Oh yeah, she's too. She is a mutant, isn't she?
I've only read the Daredevil appearances.
I think she's a mutant, and it's very like it's Daredevil to me is best when it's just kind of ground level. You know what I mean? Like his powers aren't too extreme. He's not even got super strength. And then Typhoid Mary comes in who can mind control and light stuff on fire with a brain, and it's like It's a
she
bit
was
out there.
very grounded, Typhoid Mary.
Oh,
If we thought the king was bad, I think Typhoid Mary would be a whole different breed.
he was a psycho when she
I
made.
feel bad for like her normal self, because could you imagine like what she would have to go through?
Yeah, what she wakes up to when she realizes.
Especially when she was with Kingpin.
Yeah. Isn't she
I love
married
the
to
way-
him currently?
I think so. I was so disturbed by that.
Christ.
I love when Daredevil, like his way of getting back at Kingpin, he just sleeps with her and then calls like the FBI.
Yeah.
So he like ditches her the morning after, and she wakes up to just all these police around her just to take her in for like psychiatric help.
Yeah.
Because even like the whole like because he obviously cheated on Karen with Typhoid Mary.
Yeah. But was that
It was a bit-
Typhoid messing with him?
Yeah, like that's the point. Like, yes, Karen should be pissed, but he was mind controlled. Like, that was the
not
whole
at
plan.
Matt.
Yeah, it was worse when it was like Natasha kissed him later on, and he never told her.
Yeah.
Because like
then
that was more
he's
his
a bit
own
guilty.
thing. Yeah, this was Typhoid Mary playing mind games with him. Like that's her whole
Yeah.
thing, is that she can make people attracted to her.
This was like date rape, wasn't it? Yes. And Karen's pissed off at Matt.
Surprise! Dan Slott didn't write that one. It has his grubby fingers all over that one.
If
I'll tell
Typhoid
you-
Mary was a dwarf,
Then he'd
then
love it.
Dan's interested.
I'll tell you who is the best villain for the Daredevil fan base. Mike Murdock. You knew it was coming. It's coming
Yeah, mate.
out.
Get him.
Mike Murdock, the greatest. He wasn't even a photo Daredevil, it was just the writer. Because he's like, oh, everyone hates Mike Murdock.
It was so stupid. It was like what they eventually did with Moon Knight. Just stupidly thought out.
I
It
love
was just
Gene Colan's
pretend
pencils though.
Twin. You love it.
It's just the way he was so animate on one page. Like he looked so bubbly from
Yeah.
a single drawing. It was crazy. But even I think I got. I found their first I think appearance of Mike, where like Foggy says wait a minute, and then Karen's like, that isn't Matt Murdock, and he goes in there sitting with his like Bully Maguire when he goes on Jameson's desk.
Yeah, got his feet up.
You can say that again, doll. Oh, Matt's the one with the brains, but I'm the family pussycat. The name's Mike, gang. And try not to applaud, I'm almost as shy as I am glamorous.
And Foggy, who's known Matt for like 20 years at this point. It's like, oh, you never mentioned a brother, but sure.
Groovy, gang.
Groovy.
If Foggy brought some dough, we can have a ball.